I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
I'm 37?
I'll have what she's having.
Well done!
And we are on. Yes.
Hello.
Are we recording? Yes, we
Yes.
are. Yay. Hi.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, excited to talk
Oh.
about this film. Not
Really?
only the
Are
film,
you?
but yeah.
I just want to say that something very weird happened when I watched this because I haven't watched the movie that we are going to talk about. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
okay.
watched it for this episode, obviously, but like when I watch it, I was like having fun and all of it, and then I turn on the TV and it's like they are showing the movie as well, and I thought that was
See?
crazy. That was very
Synchronicity.
crazy. Yeah. I mean, it was synchronicity all the way. I was a bit scared for
It
me,
was
not gonna lie.
fate. It was destiny.
Yeah, it was destiny for me to watch this movie that day, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So today we are talking about Hitch. It's a
Yes.
rom-com. It's a rom-com. It's a classic rom-com. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, like just the intro of the movie, it's such a rom-com style. I
Yeah.
don't know. So it was Bruno's choice, and he's gonna lead the conversation. Come on, do it.
Okay, so I chose this film because there was something that was coming up with the Buffalo 666 episode, and I thought that there was a need to talk about more in depth about love. And there's quite a few films to do that. But this is actually a very funny film. It's very enjoyable. He has an incredible cast. I love Kevin James. Kevin James was perfect for this film. The chubby little guy, the chubby
Yeah,
little
do you feel like
accountant.
there were a lot of tropes? I mean, when I started it, like it was
Yes.
Will Smith, and from what I gathered, like at the beginning, he was like a smooth man, you know, he
Yeah.
was just a playboy, not kind of, but you know, he gets women, he gets how to come. No, he does not get women. He
Yeah.
gets how to
Play the game.
play the game. That's what I mean. And then you have Eva Mendes
Yeah.
as you know,
The
just as the
cynical woman, like the cynical career woman that doesn't believe in
yeah,
anything. And
she doesn't believe in love. She does not have time for it, and you know, she of course it's a gorgeous lead, and then you have Kevin James
yeah.
as like the project. I would call him the project
Yeah.
of the movie because he's like,
He's
well, he
boring. He has a
he's
boring life.
he's
He's
boring and
chubby.
and he's going to not become boring
Yeah.
by Will Smith's hands. Yeah,
Yeah.
Will Smith's charm. So, like, I don't know. We are still trying to figure out if we should like do a small like synopsis of the movie.
I think this is a very well-known film, and most
Really,
people. Yeah, this is like one
I
of
didn't know
the
about it.
all-time.
Like,
You
you see,
didn't?
you said, yeah, like you say,
Oh,
this
this
is
is
a
one
very
of the.
well-known
Yeah,
movie, and
this
I'm
is one
like,
of the like top five like box office grossing comedy rom-coms ever.
wow,
It's like one
wow.
of the most successful films ever by Will
It was
Smith.
fun. I do have to say that I get it. I get why it was successful. I wasn't really like when I was watching it, I was like, I don't know if I'm up to because I just saw the movie poster and I was like, it's just Will Smith
Yeah.
just posing. I don't know how can I want to watch this. It's not really an enticing movie poster. I didn't watch the trailer, so I also like didn't know what it was about. And then just started the movie and I got the feeling of a rom-com and then I was kind of like interested in, and I have to say the more the movie went on, the more like interested in the plot I was. I
Yeah.
did not like the ending because cheesy, but
You have to.
yeah, they had to do it. Like it's just the formula. They have to do the form, and especially it's an early 2000 movie, so they all had the same formula when it came to rom-coms. I don't blame them, but I still have to say I like the middle of the movie much more than
Yeah.
the ending. And the beginning was also was fine. It set the tone. I was hooked. Yeah, I liked it. I gotta say, not a bad choice, Bruno. Not a bad.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you. It's a film that he actually captured like a bit of a moment there, because at that same year, one of the New York bestseller books was actually a book called The Game, which is a kind of an investigative journalistic piece about these guys, these let's say players, and how they seduce women. It's a junk book because nothing is valid, but it's more or less the same as happens in the film. Like each ideas or the way he does stuff, it's just like well, it okay. It's a film. It's obviously it's gonna work, but there's no sense to it. Like the scene where the guy saves the dog, and she falls in love because the dog was saved. It's like it's it's it's
yeah. I
it's
mean, come
it's
on.
not.
I
It's
would say
like
thank you, but like I
yeah,
wouldn't marry
like
you
why
because of
why
it.
yeah. What a coincidence, isn't it? Like in it's stuff like that. It's like it's not a scientific theory kind of thing, but I think it's funny and it's a very
Do you know,
enjoyable
like,
film, because I think at the time everyone was really concerned about the game and about seduction works and stuff like, and people are actually trying to investigate this.
in a
And
sociological way,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
like really doing experiments on it
Yeah,
and being
in
like,
talking with people, like how do you seduce women and how does this work? And especially there was a lot of seminars. Like even if you look at Magnolia, okay, which is a film that comes a few years before. If you look at Magnolia, the character that Tom Cruise portrays in there is like he's giving seminars on how to conquer women, on how to seduce women.
yeah.
So there was a lot of concern, and you'll probably come out saying that it's probably because of capitalism, as you normally do.
Well, come on, come on,
Yeah,
it is.
yes, I know. But it's
I
like
just thought it's
I
obvious.
think
I'm not gonna say it,
I
but
think people with globalization and internet, like in the early 2000s, they started like late 90s, early 2000s. They started like being more far away from each other's, like the sense of the bar and the sense of going out and try to meet someone. As you see in the film, is actually now kind of a middle class elite kind of thing. It doesn't really happen as it was in the 90s, where everyone had access to the same spaces, because nowadays, like, come on, you have to be like, you look at that and you're like, oh, this is so New York, like going
yeah.
out with suits and stuff. Like you're going out for a drink and play pool, why are you in a suit?
Yeah,
What?
like honestly, I would think you're a weirdo if I saw you
Yeah.
playing like
But the thing
just
is, in when I moved out to Lisbon, I was sharing house with colleagues and stuff. There was a guy which he was much older than us, and he would go out like that. He would go out like in a suit and everything. And I think it comes like with that power trip, doesn't it? Like you are in a suit, like you're a powerful man. I don't know.
you
I
know,
hate suits. I
I
don't wear
do.
them.
Well, you see, there is a capitalistic undertone in wearing a suit to seduce, in terms of being like powerful and all of it. But like you make money, you are successful, you can financially support yourself and probably a woman too. And maybe you have a nice car, a nice house, and probably a nice dick too. But that's like what a suit is trying to say.
It's
Um,
small penis trauma, is it? Let me put out an Armani suit because my penis is too small.
Yeah, it really is. It's like let me try to fill the space, kind of. So sorry, I'm so sorry. But like, we are not against small penises. We are not
No,
against
we're
small.
just against suits.
Disclaimer:
We're
this
just against suits.
podcast is not against small penises. Just be confident, okay? It's fine. Small penises rock. What do you mean? They rock. Come on, like they rock. sometimes big penises aren't that great either. What do you mean? Like, come on, let's not say that big dicks are the best, okay? I'm starting a propaganda here, okay?
Yeah.
So, what was I saying, man? Come on, now I have like the dick talk in my
We're talking
head.
about how suit makes someone look powerful and
Oh yeah, exactly. And I feel like that is a very early 2000 thing because I do not see people doing it nowadays. Not that I go out that much, but when I go, I mean, I see people like looking like homeless people,
yeah.
like just we just
Yeah.
like people are not dressing up, and if you are, it means that you are going to a very chic and expensive place, so
Yes.
it's expected of you to go like well dressed, but usually I'm not there. I'm not in those places. And I don't know, but in a way, I would feel very threatened if a guy with a suit would come to me and
Yeah.
start flirting. I would be like, "Are you trying to buy me? What is
Yeah.
happening?"
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? So, Hitch.
Hitch,
in
it's
a
also the name of the Will Smith's character,
yeah,
which
it's Hitchens, isn't it?
yeah, I took
Hitchens.
so much like you don't understand. I think I got to the end of the movie and I found that out because
Yeah.
there was like a scene when she's like, "Hitch, what are you saying? You Hitch or I don't know, something like that." And I was
It's
like,
also a play on the
"Wait, is
word, isn't it?
really?
Yeah, to hitch.
Oh yeah, to Hitch. Yeah, you are
It's
correct.
his name. He works with
Yeah.
hitching. I think this script is really well written. The guy has never written another script in his life. This is the only thing that he has done. And because rom-coms are not a director's film, are more of a screenwriter's film, because everything depends on the writing. And there's a lot of wordplay in this film, a lot of
Oh.
wordplay. I've seen this film a lot of times, and sometimes I even discover new things. So there's this scene where Will Smith is he's asking Kevin James to show him how he would kiss a girl, and they go like to these doorsteps and kind of thing,
It's
and
a
Kevin
very long
James,
scene.
yeah, and
It's a
Kevin James is
very long
like,
scene.
but you're not her, you're a man.
Yeah, you're not her. I don't know, but it's funny because imagine this. It's a scene, a very uncomfortable scene in
Yeah,
early 2000, straight men are still very uncomfortable with their, homoerotic
yeah,
situation that they are suppressing inside themselves. So like hearing a man say, "Imagine, I'm hurt, kiss me." And
yeah,
it's like, and he's like, and imagine this, but like the camera is super close to your
yeah,
face
yeah,
and you can see all the pores getting nervous in
yeah.
James's face.
But there's this scene like where he wants to go, and Will Smith grabs him and throws him against the door, and Will Smith is like, "Do you know what this is?" And he replies, "Are you robbing me?" Which is so out of the scene. It's just like a commentary on like Will Smith's color. Like, "Are you robbing me?" Something like it was just like out of the blue. And I was like, oh my God, this script is actually amazing. Or they were given license to add all these little things. But there's a lot of wordplay
Or
in
maybe
this
it
film.
was improv. It might have
Yeah,
been improv
it
as
might
well.
have
I
been
don't know.
improv. But
Uh,
there's a lot of wordplay. They did a lot of wordplay in this film, which is funny if you go back and watch the film and 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 just listen to just really pay attention to it, you'll find loads of wordplay. And loads of them are really, really funny, the way they
and
did things.
spoiler alert, but like they kiss. They
Yeah,
at the end kiss.
they
So
kiss.
yeah. Well, oops. Um, and Will Smith is like, "Bro, what the fuck? You
Yeah,
kissed me. What are you doing?"
I had my
And it's
mouth
like,
open.
yeah. It's like, you know what? I was on Kevin James' side. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, "What do you mean? You were there fidgeting your keys and just stand. What do you mean? Of course, you wanted that kiss. Come on, you wanted
Yeah.
it. Did it? Just I wanted it. Having a kiss by Kevin James.
So,
Yeah,
as a really small plot thing, just for us to start talking about this film, Hitch has this way of seducing women that he is a consultant and he gives advice to men.
It's a whole business,
It's
okay?
a whole
Y'all like
business.
you
Love is his
call.
business.
Yeah. He has a card, okay? He has a
Yeah.
card with his number or name
It's
or
all
whatever.
reference. Yeah.
Yeah, and
People
you
call.
but like you have trouble hitting on women. You don't know how to seduce them. You don't know how to riz, like we say nowadays. Do you know the expression riz?
No.
Because you are older than me, it's
Oh,
like I
thank you.
just
No,
no, like come
no.
on,
No, I don't.
like
I
don't be
don't.
like that.
Explain.
Well, like nowadays we use the expression riz,
Okay.
like to riz someone, you have to be a rizzler, you have to,
No.
Are you seeing this? Listen, I don't know how to explain it to you. You either get it or don't. Like it's
Rizzler.
you have to be like a smooth talker and
Oh,
have
okay.
to know how to flirt. It's like a way of flirting. You know what? Let's do a thing. So because I'm actually very bad at explaining to you what rizzling.
No,
Rizzing. I'm going to
I have here
watch.
75 best Riz lines. Kissing is a love language. Want to start a conversation with me?
Okay,
This is
so
pickup
riz,
lines. This is
another
pickup lines.
word for spitting game. It's basically charisma. Riz is
Yeah.
short for charisma. Oh, riz charisma. Look, the more you know. I feel so dumb now. I didn't know it was like the short form of charisma.
Yeah, okay.
And it simply means an ability to charm and woo a person.
Oh, I like this one. Do you know the difference between history and you? History is the past and you are my future. Oh.
Okay. Okay, let me. Okay.
Ooh, are you Christmas morning? Because I've been waiting all year for you to arrive. Ooh.
That was good in December. That's good.
Oh,
Okay.
this is for Wall Street. This is Wall Street Riz. Are you a bank loan because you have my interest?
Oh, okay. That one was good. Okay. Can I be your snowflake? I promise to never melt away your heart. That one was cheesy. Are you French? Because I fell for you.
This is for you.
For me?
Oh, yeah. This will make you skip a heartbeat. Wait, I need to put
Come
my
on,
Riz voice.
Okay. No. Like just straight up, okay? And just clean your voice.
Yeah.
And come on,
Let's go.
show me all you got.
Let's go. It's a good thing I have a library card because I've been checking you out.
Shut up. That one is perfect. Oh my God.
This is so you.
Oh my God. Listen. My nipples are hard. What do you mean? That is so good. For those who don't know, I like spend my life in libraries, okay? So that's why it's perfect for me. Oh, man, what do you mean? Like my ears, like look, they're red. Yo. Oh, listen, I'm just here moaning like this is just not okay. That one was so perfect.
Oh, yes.
That one was so perfect because like I live for library romances. That's the pickup line for me.
Yeah.
And I do not accept another type of riz.
See?
Wow, I'm you know what? You did good. Points
Oh,
to
thank
you.
you.
Points to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. Now listen, guys. I want to hear your best riz lines, okay? Like come on, give it to us the best you can. I'm very bad at rizzing, really. I feel like my riz is just being very awkward and being like, you know what, this is a quirky trait of mine, being very awkward and having anxiety, y'all. Like
But you have game without talking, so it's fine.
It's true. Like I can speak with my eyes.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you can just be there and smile and stuff, and people will
I
still be
I can be
like,
just
okay.
pretty there. I'm staying pretty there. And it's like, yay, just come to me. Like I'm just sitting here. Some people are born with it, okay? Some people are not. Don't be sad. Like I'm born with it. I'm happy with it. Yeah.
So going back to the film now that we have established what Riz is,
So
and
basically,
and
Will
you got
Smith
and
teaches
you got
men how to
seduced.
riz.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the like the plot is kind of no. This is his profession. Is like
Yeah. This is what
he
he
teach. Yeah,
does. He
this is
teaches
what he
people.
does. Yeah.
And he developed this because he was heartbroken in university because he was kind of a geeky guy. Then he met his like first girlfriend in university. They kind of bumped into each other, but
Yeah.
then
She
uh,
cheated,
she cheated on
because
him.
yeah, and yeah, he was heartbroken
He was
and
heartbroken, and from that moment on, he was completely unavailable for romance. So he started teaching other people how to do it, but he kind of gets left behind because he still picks up girls in bars and stuff with ease. He's missing that one connection, isn't it?
you know what? I was thinking about that scene where he picks up a girl at the bar
Yeah,
and she's like all surrounded by guys
yeah,
trying to flirt with her and get in with her, and he like comes up to her and just puts $1 in her hand, or like money, and just says, "Oh, I want to," like
yeah.
he
Two
orders a
beers over
drink.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, 2 beers over there, like she works there,
yeah,
and she is mad, and she like gets out of that circle filled with guys, and it's like, "Excuse me, I do
yeah,
not work here. Hey,
yeah,
excuse me, I do
yeah,
not work here." And I was like, I cannot believe this worked, because I mean, I know it's a movie, but like personally, that would never work. I don't think that's really, I don't know. Like, I would just keep the money.
yeah.
I would just keep the money, and if that
But
would
the thing
happen to me,
is,
I
if
would
you
just keep the
go
money.
if
And
you go and see this book, the game, The Art of
no, it's there,
Seduction,
something like
yeah,
that.
yo, yeah. This
Ew.
this is actually a technique. Like even if you go back to Magnolia, this technique is there, which is to downplay the other side. Like it's the same discussion of like you go out with someone on a date. Do you call the next day or you don't call the next day? You need to wait 3 days so that you don't look
Yeah.
desperate. You know all this
Yeah,
mumbo
I
jumbo
know. But
psychology.
like, and I have to say to you, like, I kind of gave up on all of those quote unquote rules, because
Yeah,
I feel like they are so stupid.
yeah,
I don't know
they
how to
are.
say it
They are.
otherwise. It's
They
like,
are.
it complicates everything, and it's like, come on, if you want to send a damn message, just send it. It will not change the fact you look desperate. You don't if you send it the next day. If you, I can't. I really, I kind of gave up on all of those like mind games that we have to play, because
Yeah,
love is a game, and it's
yeah,
like, it's
yeah, yeah,
not. Okay, it's not. It's
yeah.
kind of fucked up. You kind of, it's tough. It's tough on you, love, but just do it naturally. But you are correct. It's something that it's very popular, and I definitely
Yeah,
participated in this since I was like a little girl. I would be like with my friends and being like, okay, okay, we just okay, he sent you a message, just reply 5 hours later,
yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Or if he replies like 5 hours later, you have to like wait the same amount of time. You can't
yeah,
just reply right after he sends the message, because it looks like you have been waiting for it, and it's
yeah.
like, who cares? Do people really think like that? Do people actually?
Oh, they do. I would say there's not one
Ew.
human being in the world that hasn't done that or hasn't
No, no,
used this or
I'm asking if you actually reply like right away, the other person will
oh
think
yeah,
that you are
yeah, yeah,
desperate.
yeah.
They will?
Not like that you're desperate. It's like she wants something or he wants really something really bad. I don't know. I think it goes to this idea of like if you wait, it means that you're busy with something or that that person doesn't really come into your life that much. It's not important, as important as. So if you reply all of a sudden, it's like you have nothing to do, you are a loner, and you just have that point of contact. So that's why you contact, and you'll be like, "Ooh, that's a lot of pressure. Like I'm the only person that this person talks to. But it's like it's nonsense, because then it comes to a point where people are in a relationship and people are like, why hasn't he texted me back? Like, I texted him like 5 minutes ago. Why hasn't he replied?
It seems
And
very toxic to me. It
oh
seems
yeah,
very
that's very
toxic. Like,
toxic, because it
come
goes from,
on,
but it's
come
toxic
on,
both
and
sides,
also,
waiting and not waiting is both.
and it's very toxic. Even like thinking about, oh, they have so much to do that they're not like sending a message. They're not replying to me. And you feel attracted to that. You feel attracted to being starved for attention, basically.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's very toxic and
Yeah.
not cool at all. Like you kind of develop this dependency on the other person and you want their attention. And I feel like these mind games really do that, or they really just kind of attract all of those types of dependency and codependency, I guess. And
But
I
one,
really don't like it. It really bugs me. Like, if you are interested, just show it in a very natural and normal way. Don't be a creep, don't be a stalker, don't be like a needy, but like, don't be also an asshole that's super distant and doesn't just even show interest. Because honestly, if you don't show interest, why would I even like keep going,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if this is just me talking because I'm kind of like done with all of those games, and I feel like naturally you just because we don't do that when we are making friends.
Yeah.
I don't get mad when my friends don't answer me right away, or they took long to answer. Or I mean, clearly we have different approaches to like having a romantic relationship than having a friendship. But at the end of the day, there isn't so much difference between them besides like the intimacy and the physical intimacy and
Yeah.
some sort of romantic attraction. But a lot of it's the same, I would say.
Yeah, I would say that you can't have a romantic relationship with someone unless you also have a friendship with that person. Like, I think friendship comes first. Not like in a friendship that goes like for years and years and years, and then it becomes romantic. I know some of those cases, but what I'm saying is, like, it's friendship is the base of everything. Like, how can you be in a relationship with someone, or starting a life with someone, when you are not friends at first? That's a recipe for failure, because you'll just be like fair weather friends. And when stuff gets hard, and it will do, everyone breaks up because of it, because you haven't been friend to the other person.
And what kind of like I was thinking about is that this kind of player coach, race coach,
Yeah.
let's say,
Yeah.
like Will Smith's character is, they don't really teach you that. They just make you like woo a girl, and it's like, yeah, job done.
But
You are going to on 3 dates, and on the third date you're gonna kiss her, and she's gonna be like all over you. And it's like, okay, but when, like, are they getting to know each other?
yeah,
Are you getting to build a friendship before a relation? Like, I don't get it. I like, this is something that kind of bugs me. But I get for the plot and for the rom-com formula, they don't show you that. But putting this in real life, because actually you are referencing that book. If that's a book that was published and people were reading, then they were also applying it on real life. So
probably not having a lot of success, I wouldn't say. But one of the things that I really like with this film is the fact that Hitch, the film, actually shows you a different thing. That you have all this player thing and all this coaching thing, and you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. But Kevin James' subplot with the rich girl is very different, because he can't help being himself. He
yeah,
does
like
everything
when
wrong, according to
listen,
Will Smith.
that scene where he's just dancing like a
Yo, yeah.
lunatic, and Will Smith is like, "Do not do this, don't
Yeah.
do that," and just you know, a step to
Yeah.
the right, a step to
Step
the
to the
left,
left.
okay?
I have
Yeah, and
friends
just
like
like that.
that. I have friends
And
that like that.
you do not. I'm not even going to show you the face I was making while watching that scene, because I was mesmerized by the fact that I cannot believe that Will Smith thinks that doing the one step to the left, one step to the right, it's gonna work. I mean, let the
Yeah.
man dance like a lunatic, because that's hot. That's hot.
Yeah.
That's how he should dance. And And you know what's so funny? When they were actually dancing at that gallery or
Yeah.
event that they were, I don't know. And whenever she would like turn her
Turn
back to him, Kevin James would just
be like a lunatic,
hands in
yeah.
the air, just shaking his ass, his hips, like just going. And and then when she turned around to face him, he'll just one step to the left,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
this.
But I have friends like that. We would go to discos and they would be the entire night, one step to the left, one step to the right,
That's so boring.
the entire night. And they would be
That's
like looking
so
at girls and winking at them, going like, yeah, girl, yeah, look at me.
ew,
And
ew,
I'd be like,
ew, that
you
gave me the
fucking idiot.
ick.
You look like a retard. Like, what you doing?
Ew, I cannot believe it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
when I would go out, like when I would go to the club, I would get on the floor, okay?
Yeah.
I would start the train if it had to,
Yeah.
because that's the fun part, you
Oh,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Like I met once like at the club this girl. She was I forgot the country that she came from, but she was like a tourist, you know,
Yeah.
and she was super sweet. We were like hanging out, and then the DJ of that club started to play because he was a Portuguese DJ,
Yeah.
and he started to play the national anthem, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
And we just stopped dancing and we were like national anthem, and then we started like to sing with our hands and like to our chest. And
Yeah.
then I look and then I look to my side, and the girl that I met, she was like twerking to the
Oh, yeah.
national anthem.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
she was the only one like twerking to it and just going down on the
Yeah.
national anthem. And I was like, you know what? That's the energy I wish I had. And
Yeah, that's
everyone was
cool.
just
That's
like looking
awesome.
very,
That's
oh, it was
awesome.
so funny, really.
So in my old days going out in discos and stuff, I would be putting out my breakdance moves and stuff like that and going to the floor also. I didn't care. I wasn't like
Yeah, you
going,
would. You never
oh yeah,
danced
yeah.
like that with me.
Yeah, of course, because now I'm a little bit chubbier and older, and if I try to do my
I'm
breakdance,
sorry, but Kevin James was giving
yeah,
it all. Like I expect
I'll
you to
probably end
dance
up
like
I'll probably
him.
end up in the hospital or something with a bad back.
Really?
But yeah,
You would like grind the floor, you would
oh
like just
yeah, yeah.
roll hip,
Yeah, I would be like on the floor
hip
going like
roll.
on, yeah, like going on my hands and everything. 'Cause I grew up in the 80s with breakdance, so that's what we did.
Seems awesome. Like I envy you. I envy
Oh yeah,
you,
yeah.
80 kids.
Yeah, but some of my love interests actually went bad because of that, because people were expecting the one step to the right, one step to the left, behave kind of thing. Like
Listen,
you,
that's such a loser
yeah,
moment. Like people who just one step to the right, one
yeah,
step to the left, and just like look at you and raise their eyebrows like,
yeah.
"What's up? What's
What's
up, girl?
up? Like the
How are
friends
you?
from like Joey from Friends. What's up?
No, how you doing?"
Oh,
He
how are you
says,
doing?
"How you
What
doing?"
doing?
Yeah,
What's up?
no, but like you
How are we
see,
doing?
yeah, but Joey was hot, so
Yeah.
you know. But the thing is, guys that do that are really creepy. Like with
Yeah.
just a drink in their hands, just just kind of like, are you afraid you're gonna like, I don't know.
I don't know. People are
What
funny
are
with
you
it.
afraid of? What are
People
you
are
afraid
funny
of?
with it. But yeah, Kevin James doesn't do anything that Will Smith tells him to do. I love the scene where he chucks the inhaler. It's so cheesy, but it's so cool when like she's fiddling with the keys, but she can't come to terms with kissing her and goes away, and he's
Yeah,
using the inhaler, and then he turns. He goes like Alicia, and
throws it
just throws
out.
it out and goes and kisses
Like,
her, and
I don't need it. I don't have
yeah.
asthma anymore. I'm gonna kiss you. And
And he
it's
does
like,
a
yeah.
little singing in the rain dance in when he comes out. He starts singing, he starts dancing and jumping and does a little bit singing in the rain, kind of that. I
That's
love
the
that.
energy. We
Yeah.
all need, not like Kevin James, but the character. We
Oh
should
yeah,
start. Yeah.
it's such a great character. But then when Hitch, the guy that knows how to pick up women, and he meets this woman in the
Albert
bar,
Burnham.
Albert
Burnham.
Yeah, Brenneman, Albert Brenneman.
Brenneman.
And when he sees Eva Mendes in the bar, and he goes out and tries to speak with her, and I I love that first interaction that they have.
With the guy or with Hitch?
Oh, with Chip.
Oh,
Yeah, Chip
yeah.
is the guy that comes in and tries to like, I don't know, flirt with her.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
He was kind of rude. I don't know. I
yeah,
was
it
not
was a
feeling
bit
Chip.
weird. But as there's a scene, there's a dialogue in there that I really find funny because when she says, "I'm Chip," oh no, my friends call me Chip, and she's like, "Oh, you can't get him to stop."
Yeah, no, I thought that was so funny. I was like, girl,
I would be like, "Oh, let me
that's a
grab my
roast.
drink.
That
Let
was a
me,
great
yeah." I would be
roast.
like, "Let me grab my drink and go to the corner and cry." Someone said that to me.
But he took it like, oh, she likes me.
Yeah. I
Let
think
me
I
keep
don't think he
going.
was listening. I think he
No,
wasn't even
that's the problem with guys like
listening.
that
Yeah.
because they don't listen. Like a girl says, no, she's not giving you consent. The word is no.
Yeah.
And they keep going. They're like, yeah, she loves me.
But the thing is, like, that first interaction is really cool because, like, he sits down, he's trying to profile her, like, saying, like, because he already has this bit of information on what she drinks, and he's like trying to profile, like, well, he's kind of relaxed, he's sending the right signs. You're drinking what's it called? Apple martini, because the beer can do it, can cut it. You had a terrible week, and there's that fuck off sign in your forehead. And
Yeah.
people need to
And you
understand that.
have reading glasses, although you're not reading, and it's
Yeah,
like, okay, that was a bit offensive because some
yeah,
people wear glasses
yeah.
just because they need them, but okay. And I got
And
and that was a bit like an attack to me because you think I wouldn't love not to wear glasses? I would.
but it's like he's profiling her and everything, and then he does the move, like he gets a name and everything, and then she's playing the game and she even gets closer to him and she says, oh, this is the moment that the guy says this and that, and he's like, nope, because it doesn't matter, she wouldn't be available anyway, and he leaves. But that's the
Yeah.
same move of downplaying the other side that he
Yeah, no,
does.
like he was still playing the game. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was just a different approach.
yeah,
But then he actually asks her out on a
yeah,
date
yeah.
to go, what is it called?
They go to the jet ski, isn't it? They go with jet
Yeah,
skis
jet skiing.
to
Yeah.
Ellis Island.
Yeah, and I was like, no way, that's I don't know. I might say like an a popular opinion here, but like I did not think that that was a hot or cute date. I mean I love like I would
Because he
love to
was in the
jet
morning, or
ski.
because he
Not the morning, but it was like, ew, I don't want to put a swimsuit to go on a date. Like, ew, how
Yeah.
is this like romantic? Like, I would do this when I was like, I would do that with my friends, not with a guy that I was kind of like finding hot
It's
and let's go to,
downplaying it, isn't it? He's downplaying it. It's like
well, maybe, but like, I don't know.
he wanted the woo factor in the end, where he's like, "This is your great grandfather's signature, whatever,"
And then she
and
starts crying because like listen, okay, so like kind of not jumping, but like they go jet skiing, right? And it's like super fun. I was like, I want to go there. I want to jet ski, but like not in a romantic setting, like just
yeah,
jet skiing. Uh, and then his jet just
breaks
kind
down.
of
Yeah,
go, yeah, breaks down. And I was like, oh, how convenient. And she goes to him with her jet ski, and then he's like, okay, can I go there? Like, can I jump to yours because mine just broke down? And she's like, oh, okay. And then as he's moving to her jet ski, he just
kicks her in
knocks
the
her
head.
down.
Yeah,
Listen, I was not expecting that. He
yeah.
knocks her down and she just goes to the water. I was like,
Yeah.
this woman is about to drown. This is not an ideal first date. What is happening?
No, because everything goes wrong, isn't it, with the date,
I was
and
like, if that
then
would happen, that would be a fun story, but I don't
oh
think I would go
yeah,
out
a
with this
second
person with
time,
me.
yeah, because he like first date you already have domestic violence, so It's probably not a good idea to go on the second date.
Then they go to the museum
Yeah, to
of
Ellis Island Museum.
yeah, and he managed to show her the signature of her grandparents or her grandfather signature, and she's like super amazed, like, "Wow, how did you do this?" And then she screams and
Yeah.
starts crying like a lunatic. I
Yeah.
was not getting it. I was very confused,
Yeah,
and
and she runs
apparently,
away, and they're like,
yeah,
even
and
he
Will
says
Smith.
like, I was seeing this in my playing differently in my head.
Yeah, yeah, but like, yeah, because Will Smith is like with the guard of the museum, and they're buddies, and it's
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, I did not see this coming,
yeah,
and apparently her grandparents or her grandfather in this case was a butcher, was a murderer.
yeah. It was a serial killer, wasn't it? The butcher of Cadiz.
Yeah, and I was like,
And Will Smith, when she says like, "Oh, I thought the butcher of Cadiz was like a profession. I didn't know it was like a headline, a news headline." I was laughing my head
yeah.
off with that. The butcher of Cadiz.
That was a funny part of the movie. Yeah, but apparently they kind of like, yeah, this was cute. Let's do it again. I was like, what? No, let's not.
Yeah,
But
because she gets
I
pressured by her boss because Hitch gives the tickets to Albert so that Albert takes Allegra out,
yeah,
and
so
then she finds
just
out
like
that
to
he gave the tickets, and the boss pressures her to bring him because they want to know who Albert is and why is Albert, an accountant, going out with this trust fund girl, very rich girl, very high society,
yeah, Allegra, which is a
Allegra.
very not cool name in my
Yeah.
book, but like, okay. No, it's not. Come on. Maybe this
Yeah.
is just my opinion, but like, yeah. And she's like falls in love with Kevin James's character, and it's all very cute. And then so we have like two love stories happening in this
Yeah.
movie. We
But
have
one
like,
is like being coached by Hitch, but
yeah,
everything that he does it differently, or he does it the wrong way. So you have a love story happening that is working, but it's not working because of Hitch advices. It's working because it's organic. And
exactly.
they actually like each other, and they actually don't care about the flaws of each other, like whistling or not whistling, and getting because Kevin James is always getting food on his clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
And
that first scene where he's just
yeah.
sitting at the stairs and
Yeah.
just eating his
So
lunch,
awkward. It's so
and then he
awkward.
gets like soda
Yeah.
and mustard all over his suit, and then when he just meets Will Smith's character and he just you can see mustard on his nose, and I
Yeah.
was like, mm, I was like, this poor man.
Yeah.
Um, and you know
But
what? And I got so mad with Will Smith's character because you have to be that person that says, "Hey, you have a booger on your nose.
yeah.
Hey, you have something on your teeth. Yay, you have mustard on your nose." Like, and
Yeah.
he did not say anything, and that poor
Yeah.
guy just went on his day with
Yeah, with
mustard all
mustard on
over
his
his face. It was like, come on, he can't win. Like this guy is just a mess,
Yeah, but it and then
a
you have
cute mess. But yeah.
you have that story going on, and then you have the Hitch love story that starts with him playing the game. The way he invites her, like he sends a courier out with a walkie-talkie, and because he doesn't have his her phone number, I thought that scene was really cute.
Like I actually I'm laughing, like I'm smiling, right?
Yeah,
And I'm thinking, would that be creepy or would that be like actually a turn on? And I'm still like trying to
figure
I don't
out.
know. I don't know. Yo, guys, just you know what? Listeners, people, like listen, what do you think? Would that be creepy or would that be a turn on? Just comment below, just tell us your opinion because I'm very conflicted. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's very cute. I think it was
Okay.
a very cute approach
Okay.
to it.
Okay.
So, as I was saying, he's playing the game like because of our boss, he goes on a food rave kind of thing, and he gets food poisoning. Oh no, food allergy. and they have to go away. And he gets kind of high on Benadryl, yeah. But everything
Bruno,
goes wrong.
would you, another question, but like, would you find endearing to be with someone who is, no, I mean, no, actually, we would not find endearing to be with someone who has food allergy and just has their face like super blown
Yeah.
and just swollen. Of course not. That's not hot at all, and that's actually very dangerous, like the health of the person. But would you? I don't think that would be a turn off, right? It would be like, okay, this
Oh,
is a
it's
high
a thing that
pressure
just
moment for
happened. Yeah,
us.
it's a
Let's
thing.
help
It
you.
happened. It's like
But
that's
honestly, if someone said, if that would happen to me, I would have like, I don't think I have food allergies to anything. But if like not like Will Smith's character has, because you don't understand. He gets like half of his face gets
yeah.
super swollen and he doesn't look like himself. But imagine that that happens to you, right? And you are with someone that's very hot, like Eva Mendes, you know,
Yeah.
and you are kind of like hitting it off and it's all cute and games and like
And you get the
then you
food
have,
allergy.
yeah, and it's, I don't know, but you would get a bit, I would get a bit embarrassed, like, oh my God,
Oh
I don't
yeah,
look hot.
sure. But
But
that's actually that's a good thing. It's like sometimes stuff happens, right? Sometimes stuff
yeah,
happens on dates and everything, and it goes wrong, or and there's a lot of stuff that you probably wouldn't be like, I'm not having a second date with this person, but they would be like, well, when it comes to bodily functions and stuff like that, reactions and allergies and stuff,
I mean, I
it's
wouldn't
it's very
really.
weird. This is a very gray area, you know. This is a
Yeah, it
very,
depends
very
on
gray
the bodily
area.
function, malfunction, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Because imagine if someone just shit their pants in front of
Well,
you.
there's
There,
actually a film called Along Came Polly, which is a rom-com also with Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston, where
I think I know that. Yeah.
this guy, he has some sort of IBS, so he
Okay.
can't eat like spicy stuff. But then he comes out of this relationship because he gets cheated by his recently wife in their honeymoon. So he kind of breaks up with his wife, of course, and then he kind of meets up with his love interest from his college, from like not college, but like his high school or something. But this is a girl like Jennifer Aniston is a girl that she has lived the world. She has like she likes doing dancing salsa, and she likes eating Indian food and all that, and Asian food. She's like wow, wild and stuff. And this guy is like an insurance guy, middle class guy. He just got married with the love of his life, just to find out that she was like sleeping with the scuba driver instructor in their honeymoon. So this is very broken guy. So he goes out with her, and she's like, "Oh, let's go here." And they are eating this, like, I think it's Thai food, and they go back to her place. But all of a sudden, because of his situation, he needs to go
Yeah.
to the toilet.
Okay. I'm seeing it.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
come
seeing it.
on.
He needs to go to
Like,
the toilet, which is a shit show.
no, but like that's the thing.
But
I
it's like
feel
it's
like,
a shit show, like farting and everything. And then he flushes the toilet, and and everything, all the shit gets stuck, and he starts overflowing, and it's literally a shit show. It's
ew, it's
like
almost lunchtime, Bruno. Come on.
yeah. But would you go?
Joking.
Would you
But
go out?
like,
Would you do a second date?
I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like, come on. Listen, it's a very, you know what, this is a very important question, guys. Would you go out with someone who shit their pants or like just flooded your toilet with shit after a date? Like, come on. Just, shit everywhere. Like the toilet is clogged. Everything smells. It's like, would you go on a second date? Because like if the person has a problem, I feel like you know what? I think I would. I think I would. I think it would be a funny story. Like, listen, it's like, I don't know, because this is so difficult. Thinking if, because everyone, I cannot believe this is a conversation, but like,
This
everyone,
happens. Shit happens.
Well, no shit, Bruno. Shit happens. No shit. Listen, once I was like on a date with this guy, and we were having lunch, right? And we were eating, and then like I was like having so much fun, you see, and we were having curry. And this has nothing to do with shit. Come on. Like I was having curry, and I was like laughing and all of it, and then just I spat
No. Okay.
a bit of like a big chunk of curry to his plate, and he looked, and I was like, "Oh my God, what was that?" So embarrassed. I was like, "Oh God, I was just having so much fun. I'm so sorry." Needless to say, I have not gone on another date with him.
Well, it happens. It happens.
I can't, like, I'm just, that's like I didn't clog his toilet, but like I got my chewing food on his plate, so also cute. Come on, don't laugh. I bet you have embarrassing stories as
Oh
well.
yeah, sure. I wasn't on a date, but I have a pretty similar shit situation one time. I was on a birthday, on my godson's birthday, and there was this girl there. And this girl was someone that I knew for a long time, but like from like seeing the person in the neighborhood kind of thing. But you never talked with her. But I was talking with her, and everything was going okay, and everything was going super cool and everything. And I was like, I can't imagine like why I haven't talked to her like in the past, because she's actually pretty cool and really cool. And we kind of eating it off. And at the time, there was a like it was that time of the year of the towns fair. And come on, you're in the birthday. There's cakes everywhere. There's like jello and pudding and all sorts of stuff. So I was like eating, and I was like having a lot more sugar than I should. That
Okay,
and
okay.
all of a sudden she's like, "Do you want to go to the towns fair? I have my car here. You can leave yours. I'll drive us." And I was like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's carry on this day. Let's carry on this day." So you went to the towns fair, and we are talking and everything, and all of a sudden the all that sugar comes to my intestines. I can feel it, and I'm like, "Oh God."
Were you on a ride or something?
No, I wasn't. This is like going. I was in her car,
Oh,
and I
okay, in
start
her
having
car.
cramps. I start having like those abdominal
Listen,
cramps.
yeah, cramps are not cute.
No, and I'm trying to maintain a conversation with her, like in the same.
It's so funny thinking like whenever like you're intense, you're about to explode of
Yeah,
shit, and like you're trying so hard to have a normal conversation
it's
with
like I'm
someone.
sweating. I'm starting to sweat and
That
everything.
happens to everyone. Okay, to
Oh
everyone. I
yeah.
don't want to hear it. That happens to everyone. You want to shit and you have to keep
Oh
it in your pants
God.
because you're having a
And
conversation
I
with
could,
someone.
and we got to the towns fair, and we're going around, and it comes to a point when I can't walk anymore. And I still try to maintain like this level of conversation, like everything is fine, and I'm like covered in sweat. Like everything is
And
fine.
she's
And
like,
then
"Are you
yeah,
okay?"
she
And
was
you're
like, "Are
just like,
you okay? You don't seem okay." And I'm like, "No,
and how do you
everything's
say like
fine."
I'm
No, because you don't go like, "Oh no, I'm having cramps." But you like, "No, I'm fine." It's like, "Oh yeah, let's go on that ride. Hurry up!" And it's like, "Hurry up" is not part of my vocabulary at that point. And I said to her, "Go ahead, buy, here's the money, buy the tickets. Give me a moment." But my moment was going to the toilet, and I disappeared for about half an hour or so on that girl. So I can only imagine her side. Like she goes out, buys the tickets, looks around, and I'm gone.
but like, did she end up knowing that you were
I've
just taking a big
disappeared.
dump?
No, probably she imagined like, where did you went for 45, like for 30 minutes? Like, where did you disappear to?
Like,
And and you need to think this was like late 90s. This was a public toilet in a town's
Oh
fair.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was like an event. I lost my I lost my underwear. I had to take out my underwear. Like I went commando the rest of the night because I was like,
Damn, that
I'm
what?
done. Oh yeah, because like I was like, you have to imagine, like, I don't know if you've seen Train Spotting, like the toilet
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
Okay, imagine that. Imagine a toilet like that. So imagine like the
Okay.
the the, the
No, I can see it,
gymnastics
yeah.
and everything, to do this.
No, public toilets are a scary place, yeah.
My underwear actually touched something, and I like, I can't, and I had to undress, try not like my pants not touching anything, not the floor, not the nothing, and like I had to undress, take my underwear, and then toss it away, and then going back because I felt fine by the time. But it's like I need to explain to this girl this alpha hour.
Where did you put where did you put it? Like the underwear.
Put it in the trash. Like there was a trash there. I put it in the trash. It's
Oh, you
like,
you just okay. I would never do that to my underwear.
yeah, I just tossed it, and then I was like, I went back to the town's fair. It wasn't very big at the time. Now it's in a new place, but it wasn't very big at the time. And I was like, I am screwed because I live like 5 miles away from here. And if she's like, where's this guy? He disappeared. And if she took off, I'm screwed. I have to walk 5 miles back home.
At least you already took the shit,
Yeah.
so
So I managed to find her, and she was really, really pissed.
really?
Oh, she was mad as
But
fuck
did you
because,
say, but did you explain to her?
like, how do you explain a girl that
Yeah,
you,
well, yeah,
like,
correct. But like,
you
but, you
just
know, I've never been very, very afraid of poop talk. Yeah.
oh, okay.
No, I really like. I remember having like I was eating with this guy, and not the same guy, but like another one, and I was eating beans, and I just I made a joke like, oh, I hope I don't take off, and he, ooh, beans make me gassy. I hope I don't take off. And he just looks at me in disgust, and I was like, I
Yeah,
cannot go on a date with this person,
yeah.
not because what I said was disgusting, but because he does not get my humor. Like,
He
I'm
doesn't, yeah.
sorry.
You reacted
Uh,
badly.
yeah, he was like, ha, you're joking, right?
But
And I was
yeah,
like, come
I never
on,
s
like, it's
well,
funny.
I saw that girl because like it's not the same neighborhood, but it's the same area. But we never talked to each other ever again. We went quietly back home. It was a quiet car ride back home. She dropped me off and I said, thank you. And that was it. That was
That's
the
so,
last time we
yeah,
talked to each
ew,
other.
Bruno, I'm so sorry. You know what? It happens. It
Don't be,
happens.
because this stuff
Just,
happens.
you know what?
This stuff
Let's
happens.
just flush it down, okay?
Yeah,
Just flush it
flesh it
down.
down. Yeah. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
going back to
we
Hitch.
have been talking about poop
Yeah.
for like so many minutes now. This is not
Oh, but
okay,
I
but
do bet that people have stories related
no,
to
like I
it.
love it. I love it. I always ask people that because they're so funny and they're so like how do I say this? But so just to not just to relax, the tension in a
Yeah.
conversation and
But you
people
know that
laugh and
that
and and
toilet
it's
thing,
funny.
but in relationships, the toilet is it's normally the last space to be shared.
I have I remember a friend of mine, she was like she was, at the time, her boyfriend at the time, they were together for like already a year and something, and whenever they would travel to his hometown, she would and she wanted to like take a shit, she would
Yeah.
like go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
She would be like, oh, I'm gonna buy like something,
Something.
okay. And she would go there and just ask to use the bathroom because she couldn't shit in her boyfriend's house because I don't know, they were
It's
like she felt.
uncomfortable. It's a bodily function. They are uncomfortable, and if you can share the bathroom, you're okay. If you like already like going to each other place or trying to live together, but you can only take a shit when the other person is not around, you have a problem in that relationship. It's not okay.
This, you know what, this has this has taken a turn.
Oh yeah,
This
but it's
episode.
love. We're talking about love. So
Yeah, no, it's
if you
okay.
can take a shit when the other
yeah.
person is having a bath, that's love. That's for life.
Yeah, having a wait a second. They're like taking a
One is
bath, and I'm
having a
like,
bath and the other goes and takes a shit.
no, that's not okay. I'm sorry. What do you mean? Like I'm taking a bath? Like
Wow, you're
just
taking a
take the
bath. No
shit.
one can get in.
No, I don't know. What do you mean? Either you take a bath with me, or just get out. What do you mean? Like
But
take a shit. But listen,
this is a
no, you
red
know
line.
what? I'm
This is
lying. I'm
Miha's
lying.
headline.
No, I'm lying because I would take shit in front of my girlfriends whenever we would like go on vacation, and one was like taking a bath, the other was shaving, the other
Yeah, but
was
that's
like just taking a
friendship.
shit. Yeah, but like if you feel comfortable doing that with friends,
Oh,
if
okay.
and if our argument is like if you have a friendship with your
Yeah,
partner,
yeah,
then it
yeah.
should be
It should be
okay.
okay. Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
okay.
Tell us your opinions, guys. Like
It should be okay.
it should be okay, right? Okay, let's
So
go back to the movie
okay,
because
so going
there
back
is
to
no
Hitch, what
there
we
were there was I don't think there was a shit moment in Hitch.
there wasn't. The first time he gives her a kick to the head. The second time he has food allergy when they go out.
Oh,
So
exactly.
they everything
Yes.
goes wrong with Hitch storyline, but Kevin James storyline is going very okay as long as he doesn't do anything that Will Smith told him to do, which is very funny with the film
Yeah,
because
it's very contradicting, yeah.
it's a way of subverting this game idea, this like, oh, you have to play this game in order to get a girl. And you have these two storylines like happening at the same time, showing you different perspectives. It's actually very cool. But then there's another character, like another subplot, which is her friend, like her best friend. And this is this is I wanted to ask you, in a women's point of view, do you actually buy into your friend's pain?
What do you mean? Explain me better. Like,
Like,
if she's telling me how heartbroken she is, and I empathize, like I feel it too. Is that it?
but not just empathize. Like the film shows like this thing like they gang up, isn't it? Like the girl, she gets heartbroken with this guy that was supposedly to be coached by Hitch, but he refused. But like this information doesn't come out, and so like Eva Mendes is buying into the girlfriend's to the friend's story plot, like she's like, oh well, men are pigs, and why this man did this to you and all that, and all of a sudden when she actually finds out that Itch, like her boyfriend, is the love doctor, she kind of breaks it up
Love
like
Doctor is such a scam name. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it's such a
I was
scam name.
just
But it's like because of her girlfriend, she doesn't even give him like the real opportunity to explain, because when she goes to have dinner in his place, she already made up her mind. She's like very aggressive toward them and everything. And this is something I wanted to ask you. Like, you have a friend, she got off the relationship, and when people break up, like the other guy's always a monster and stuff and all that. Like, imagine you know both sides, both persons. Like, would you gang up with her like against him, or
well, I feel like that's a very dependable on the scenario, on the context question, because it's a very tricky question in terms of like friendship, because if I know both people in the situation, and I know the full story and I know everything, I also have to make a judgment from my moral standpoint, and I can go as I can be faithful to that and be honest. And if I'm friends with both of them, of course, it's like you have to keep it not like in a neutral way, but like you have to kind of understand where do you stand on the situation. You can agree or not agree, but like I wouldn't say I've been in a case like that many times in my life. I usually, whenever like a friend of mine is going through something, with a guy or with a girl or whatever, it's like if it's really like if I don't know the other person, it's not like ganging up, but like I definitely can just emphasize the whole grief of it all. Yeah.
Mhm.
You have to have different types of responses for your friends. Sometimes you have to be the rational one. If I see like my friend is being too emotional, for instance, or is her mind is going and she's having like a certain kind of attitude, I will try to have an attitude that can have a more balanced outcome, you
Yeah.
see, and say to them like, listen, this is valid, but let's just ground ourselves. Let's just go back a little bit. Other times, I'll just gang up. Yeah, I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, he's trash, and let's slash the tires. Yeah, what do you want to do? Do you know where his car is? Let's do it.
So I was asking you that because movies do this. Movie goes to the extreme, isn't it? It's like you have a love interest, and then you find out that supposedly your love interest was mixed in your girlfriend heartbreak. And then all of a sudden, Eva Mendes' character changes about she goes back to being very cynical about love and about everything because she's
Yeah,
a
that's
gossip
something that I didn't
columnist.
like it. Yeah, that's something that I didn't like it because I was like, I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make much sense for her to be so angry all of a sudden. I don't know. It was a
Yeah,
bit. She could be
I,
disappointed, but like being like throwing out food, like they
yeah,
were fighting with food in his
yeah,
house, like throwing out broccolis and cabbages, and I was like, what are you doing? What are you
yeah.
doing? I know it's for comic relief, but like, what are
Yeah.
you doing
We're
still?
like having like a big discussion. I like when she comes in because she comes in, she's very cynical about everything. There's like the music and everything, and she's like, "Ooh, Spanish wine, how thoughtful!" And like she's drinking from the bottle and everything. And then
And like Will Smith was like, "What?"
yeah, Will Smith's like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden he's like they're having a toast, and he gives out this toast like don't cheat, don't lie, don't whatever. But if you have to do it in like this very kind of rehearsed toast. And she's
I
like,
hated
look,
it. I hated
yeah.
it.
And
I
she's
was
like
like,
looking
"That's
at him
so
like going
cringy."
like you playing a game with me? Like, ah, this guy is playing a game. And I get it to a point where like all their dates went wrong. And this is like dinner in his house, so he's trying kind of be a bit different, but all of a sudden because she comes with a different intention, doesn't? And then it goes very very childish when she's like like making fun with him with his food allergy, and he's like, "Do you want to go and eat shrimp?" And she's like ah, like doing those noises, and he's like I don't know, butcher, like it goes like into very childish discussion, isn't
No, I'm
it?
sorry. If you throw in my face my family's trauma
Yeah.
or something that has nothing to do with me but my family's name,
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, too far, too
Yeah.
far. Just you can criticize me, but not criticize the murder that my grandfather did.
Yeah. But they go really childish, and I was like, oh God. And they break
Yeah, like,
up.
oh no, you know what? That annoys me. Like now I need to go on a tangent, but I can't. We don't have much time. But like it just annoys me because sometimes you want to tell people, especially when you're developing like a romantic relationship with someone, you
Hmm.
want to tell deep secrets and
Yeah.
more vulnerable parts of you. And just the fear of them
Yeah. Throwing
throwing
that back
at
to
your
you.
face that it just
Yeah.
it's very heartbreaking. I would that's a deal breaker for sure because it's like I did not tell you this so you can like point your finger and throw it at my face.
Use it as a weapon,
It's
isn't
disgusting. Yeah, it's like you used it. If you use exactly like you said, if you use it as a weapon, we're through. I think that's very disrespectful.
then they break up because she prints out all the scheme and everything. All of a sudden everyone is like starting to think about their relationships, and it's like that scene when he comes out, he goes to look for Albert, like, and he's trying to look for him, and there's this almost like every woman woke up in New York, read the newspaper, look at the man by their side, and was like, "Did you call
You're
the love
too
doctor?"
ugly for me.
Yeah, it
How
was
did you
like
get
really
me?
weird. It was like when he's coming down the stairs and like you have this couple, like,
Yeah.
"Aren't you the love doctor? Tell me, did this man hired you?" And he's like, "No, I never seen this man in my life." And the guy's like, "Oh, see?" And he's like, "See you, Tony."
See, okay. How did he know his name? Tony. Tony. He said Tony.
Yeah. And it was so funny that part.
Suddenly the mirror was shattered. Suddenly
Yeah.
all women were looking at their partners and were
And
like,
looking
"You're too
like,
ugly
"What?"
for me.
Yeah.
How did you catch me? Like,
Yeah.
how?
And
What pill did you use? What pill did Dr. Love prescribe to you?"
And I was like, it's a great scene, but it was a bit cheesy at the same time. But it is a good scene in that film. But it's like when everything goes to shit, and Albert even gets arrested because the comment that the newspaper stand guy does. This is a beautiful part of the script, which is the conversation that they have in Hitch's house when he comes back with a box of donuts, and he's like, "What you eating there?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I thought if I made my heart stop, it wouldn't hurt so bad." And they have all this interaction,
It's rolling my eyes, yeah.
and they have like
If
this.
my heart stopped, it
Yeah.
would
And
hurt
they
so
have like this
much.
beautiful interaction where he actually says, like, when they discuss, like, he says like, "Oh, you're selling this stuff, but you don't believe in your own product." And the guy's like, "Love is my
Ouch.
life." And he's like,
Love is my
"No."
life.
And the other guy says, "No, love is your business."
But it's true.
Yeah,
Love is
it's
your
true.
business. Like,
But he was
love
so,
is my life.
yeah. He was so
Okay.
like on point when he said like, "Love is your business."
Put a period there. Like,
Yeah,
just
and it's so beautiful. And then the like the twitch of the scene, the it's like when he says, "Oh, excuse me if you're falling and I don't jump with you." And then when Kevin James is walking out, like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Skydiving." I really thought like, "Oh, this is a great conclusion to a scene."
yeah.
But what did you thought of the speed date? I've never been on a speed date. I've always had the
I've
curiosity of.
never been on a speed date either.
But the speed
Like,
date
imagine
scene is so cringe, it's so weird.
yeah, it's a very cringy scene. Speed dates are cringy in
Yeah.
itself, if you think about it. It's like, what do you mean you are meeting a lot of people in like in like a couple of minutes?
Yeah.
That's nothing. That's nothing. Like, and it just shows the impatience we have.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to meet people like the true themselves, you know,
Yeah.
their soul, how they are, their personality, everything, because you have to give a lot of your time to get to know these people, to, you know. And speed date promises you that you will get great love in a couple of minutes,
Yeah.
and that you don't need to spend so much time with someone to actually choose them. You know, it's enough to just have a couple of minutes. There are a lot of people that you can have great first conversations.
Yeah.
Okay. And because like first conversations are so easy to have, okay, maybe unpopular opinion, but like you kind of can talk about so much like first time you speak with someone, you know.
Yeah.
Like second conversation, third one, that's like the real challenge, you know. You kind of like, okay, so what do we talk about it now? You know, do we keep the same energy? Do we talk about different stuff? I always felt like it's much harder to just talk about stuff. Whenever
Yeah.
I meet the second or third time with someone, the first time it's easy. You just, this person knows nothing about you. Just
Yeah.
choose a way and just talk about stuff. And the second and third time, it's not the same because you have already talked to them. So
Yeah.
you can't have the same energy. So it's like speed dating. It shouldn't be really that difficult, but it makes you a false promise. Like, I'm sorry, I can have great conversations with these people in like 5 minutes with all of them, and that says nothing to me. I'm sorry, it says
Yeah.
nothing.
I found speed dating
But I
the
would do
entire
it for
idea.
fun.
I would do it
Yeah.
for fun as long as I have no interest in the event in itself. Like I'm not going there with an intention. I'm not
Yeah.
going there like, oh, I'm gonna meet the love of my life here. No, nothing like that.
Like,
I'm just there to
I
have
would create a
fun.
new name. I would create
Yeah.
a new story
Oh,
for
that's a good thing.
myself.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I
And
would create new traumas. I would like just I would
that's
have
actually a
a
good
different
thing.
life.
That's actually a good idea. You're giving me a good idea. I had people going like talking to me like, "Oh, let's go on speed dating. There's gonna be a speed dating event. Let's do it just for fun of it." I always thought like it bit weird for me because there's a competition side of it. I don't know if it happens to women, but as for me at least, there's a competition side of like when you talk to like the bell comes or the gong or whatever they use like and you move like that woman has already talked with a lot of guys. So how can you in 2, 3 minutes be relevant to that person, you know? I
But
would
that's the thing, you can't.
yeah,
No,
but that's the
none of
thing for
them
me.
are
I think
relevant.
I would start with a great energy with the first woman, the second woman, and then go on a downward spiral. And probably by the end of it, I would be crying or something.
But you know what? It's so of course you want to cry at the end of it. Like it's so boring and so frustrating to say your name, your age, where you come from, what do you do, what do you like, your hobbies.
Yeah.
It's like, ew, why would I want to say that to
It's like
so
in the
many
film
people?
when the film focused on that guy that he was actually in a 99 TV show, and he's talking about classical composers, and he's having like the probably the worst conversation that you can have on speed dating, comparing Wagner with Romanov and stuff like, and you like, who cares?
Yeah, it's very niche. It's very
Yeah,
niche. Come
it's
on.
like who cares? But then the speed dating, I love the speed dating because he has that moment when they like there's this big confusion going on, and that woman starts talking and she's like, I found this very distracting and very confusing, and the room goes silent as she says, and I haven't been laid in a year.
Always, when they say something about sex,
Yeah.
the room becomes silent.
And
Always.
everyone is like looking at her and is like, oh, I'm sorry. Go back to your date.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you have to. I mean, a year, come on. And I'm like, come on. There were no vibrators on the early 2000s. Come on. Just don't.
It was a funny scene.
And then she would
Um,
be like, but I miss the warmth of a body.
yeah.
And I'm like, girl, just warm
Girl.
your pillow. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Get one of those things that you put in the microwave, warm it up, and put it
yeah,
by your side.
exactly. You miss the warmth. Ew, the warmth of a body means sweat. I don't
Yeah.
know what you but I miss sweat, the sweat of a man.
I always have fun watching this film because he kind of tells you, he has this message saying that, yeah, this is fucked up. The entire world is fucked up. Relationships are fucked up. So even if you messed up with something, don't worry. Like it happens to everyone. Everyone is fucked up.
Like I've told you once that sometimes I'm in like public transport and like I look at people and I just think about how fucked up their lives,
Yeah.
like their love lives can be. I'm
Yeah.
like thinking, is this person heartbroken? Like, what's the heartbroken story behind this person? I want to know his first love. I want to know this,
Yeah.
and I'm just thinking like everyone is suffering somehow and everyone deals with a bunch of stuff. Like try and do this exercise because it's so fun to just realize that you are not alone in terms of like dealing with emotions and hardships, and you don't know what someone is going through.
Yeah.
Maybe if someone just open up and just thinking, what's this person's story? That's incredible. I don't know. I
I
That's
love
how
personal stories.
I just spend the ride home. I just look at people and be like, nah,
I
I don't
love
like this outfit. I think you should
yeah.
moisturize your face. But I'm wondering, what's your life story? Who broke you? Who broke your heart?
Yeah, I love personal stories. I haven't been on a date in a while, but normally when I was like dating and going on dates and stuff, one of my first questions would be like, "What's your story? How did you end up
A lot of
here?"
people want to talk about comparing Wagner to Mozart, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
But
I
that's
was
the
like,
thing. Like, if
yeah,
someone just shows me their intellect, and not their emotional intelligence, I'm not interested.
yeah.
And this
I
comes
love
from
I love
someone who
stories.
has been with a lot of people who are just very into their intellect, and it's
Yeah,
all fun and games when they're just showing you, oh, how many books they read and all of it, and it's fun. Like, you don't want to be with someone that's, uneducated or just doesn't, cultivate themselves. But it gets boring because where is your emotional intelligence in all of it? Yeah, like
yeah,
you're hiding it behind your all of these books and theory and all of it. And it gets boring. Yeah, that's
yeah.
my take on it. Yeah. And what Hitch kind of does with his love business is really like put all of that aside, because it's
Yeah,
all playing games and the game of love, and it's the game of love. It's very temporary in itself. Like, if you don't give your, like, this is gonna sound so cheesy, but like, if you don't give your true self, yikes. But like, if you don't give it, you better forget it.
yeah,
It's just a flirt game.
yeah.
Just be normal, just be respectful and just talk normally. Like, just the less effort you make and the most natural you are to yours and true to yourself, like, the better it is, honestly, because we're not stupid. The other person is not stupid. Like, we can see through it. It's kind of like, seeing through that way, it's kind of disrespectful. Like, come on, I can see it. You're just being, I don't know.
You're just playing the game or trying to be
Yeah.
mindful of the game. Going back to Hitch, it's funny to me the film jokes around with these elements and jokes around with these ideas, but it's funny that the love that he actually works out is the one they are like true to themselves.
Yeah, because I feel like that's I feel that's it. That's like the actual true game.
Which is also there's a scene, a really nice commentary on it, because I've always said that people from different social classes or structures, what you want, don't really have a chance of working it out. Like, she's a trust girl, trust fund girl. She has her own boat and everything. He's just an accountant. Like, it's funny
Yeah,
that
like the opposite classes
yeah,
or
they,
different
they never
class.
they
Yeah.
never play that out into their love interest.
Well, I feel
Um,
like that's also about how we actually are attracted to people that are similar to us,
yeah.
you know. Uh,
He breaks the social class barrier. They do
but
with that
he
story.
does, because sometimes you actually need that. And in her, it works with the archetypes that the movie shows. I feel like it works.
Yeah,
I don't think like it works in every, like, I don't know, rich girl, poor guy, or the other way around, like a Cinderella type of story. It's
yeah.
not really, it doesn't happen always in real life, because I don't feel like in a capitalistic world we can have that. But don't laugh, it's true. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
But like, I don't really feel like you can survive that, but it doesn't mean that it can happen. I just feel like it's true. We actually do get more attracted to people that are similar to us, whether it's class, whether it's education, interests, physical appearance, and we end up actually becoming more of one, because it's not it's a bit narcissistic in a way, because it's like you're attracted to you, but it's
Yeah.
not really just that. It's just you're attracted to someone that you actually, because it's comfortable as well, you
You
know.
can relate to it.
Yeah, you can relate. And
So what has the film Hitch taught you about love, Miha?
it taught me that you actually don't need the game for shit.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it a lot, I have to say, but it didn't taught me a lot about love, because I feel like my life experience has taught me much more. But in terms of whoa, so deep. But in terms of like the movie, because it plays with the whole concept of pickup artists, you know,
Yeah.
because we are having like this whole discussion between like having like women being more independent and not depend on men so much, and men wanting like the whole alpha male being more traditional like, and just how to persuade a woman and make her more domestic, and like domesticating a woman to
Yeah.
keep her inside. And some women do actually, there is a movement of the trad wives coming back,
Yeah.
and there's like, this would be a whole another discussion, but like this whole sphere of like pickup artists centers in this alpha male perspective, which I don't know, I've never really enjoyed it, because whenever I see, not only because like if you watch pickup artists at play, you know,
Yeah.
if you watch videos or something, it's really dumb, because this happens in a lot of the male to female dynamic. It just kind of plays to the whole idea that women are more dumb and we can just like persuade them with
Yeah.
dumb phrases and all of it, and we can just manipulate and play it off, which definitely I do not like. But I don't feel like Hitch does that per se, because I don't feel like Will Smith's character is teaching that.
Yeah.
He's kind of playing for the underdog,
Yeah.
for the nerd, you know, for those who would not have a chance to even like be looked at
Yeah.
by a girl that is so gorgeous that only like someone that is at her level would be able to take her out, which in itself, it's a fair plot, I feel like. Yeah, it's a fair plot.
There's actually a very cool scene when he goes to meet her, like in her boat, and he's trying to mend things and he's trying to make things right. And she's like, "Oh, you digged up all this on me, and you have like you investigated me," and she goes like in the boardroom when like when Albert does that, he see fit that he quits his job. It's funny.
Yeah, but everything that she points out is it comes from his most genuine side, and not
Yeah.
actually the game
But
itself.
it's
So
like the boardroom, because Albert only speaks because he was told to speak, but then he takes it way too far
way
than he
too
was
far,
supposed.
yeah,
Yeah,
and quits the
and
job. It's
it's a really cool thing. And but that's a cool thing that she's kind of marries what you said. She said like in the boardroom, and he replies, "Would you notice him any other way?" And
yeah.
he's like, "Well,
And she's like,
eventually, I don't
yeah.
know." And she
And she
starts
comes to the
mumbling,
conclusion
and
that, yeah,
she
she
wouldn't
wouldn't.
like that's it. Kind of goes to the what you just said, like give
Just
them
like
a
he gives them a
chance.
push,
Yeah,
just a push, like just
just to
something
be
to,
noticed, like the one
yeah,
time.
just to be noticed, because for some people that's very hard, you know. And you know what? These are people who are not very confident in themselves, do not have very high self-esteem, and pickup artists actually have too much
Yeah.
self-esteem, like too much, to the point there maybe just take it down a bit, because it really does not play in your favor as you think it does, and it's actually kind of embarrassing at times. It really is, you know. Like, you can riz and you can just charm someone, really you can, and you can come up to someone and just be a smooth talker, and you can make someone laugh with saying a cute pickup line, you know, but leave it there, just to leave it as an introduction, and then just kind of proceed to be yourself, you know.
Yeah.
If you want to use a pickup line just to kind of get someone your attention and make them laugh, and just because you don't know how to say hi, my name is, can I sit, or something like this, and you're just like, let me use a pickup line to see if it works. If it works and she laughs, good. If she doesn't, well, I'll just say sorry and just
Yeah.
proceed to be normal. Just find a balance, you know. Don't be, but I feel like pickup artists sometimes use it not ironically, and this is what
Yeah.
scares me, and this is what I don't like. It's like, do not ever think that dancing in the club, one step to the right, one step to the left, with a drink in your hand and just raising one eyebrow and being like, sup, girl, and think this is hot. Do not think that using pickup lines that are thought by pickup artists or the like books and whatnot are like legit because they're not.
Yeah.
Okay. And Hitch kind of plays with this and kind of doesn't. It's fun. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I was
Thank you. Thank you
very
for showing this movie to me.
I
Why?
was very surprised with this film because rom-coms are not the type of film that like someone that studies film would go and watch.
I
Especially in
don't see
Europe.
why. They
Yes,
can.
but you have this thing like in Europe, like you have rom-coms in Europe, of course, but they always aim something different. Like they always go around the issue of love like differently. And it's never like this American type of thing, like this anxiety of dating, this thing with dating.
Do you think
Um,
like Jean-Luc Godard is like rom-com? Because I do feel like in
oh
the genre of
yes,
European movies,
some of his
it is
stuff
seen,
is rom-com. Yeah,
yeah,
some
but
of
it's
his
so
stuff.
different from what
Oh
rom-com
yes,
genre is, and it's so
yeah,
funny when you think about his movies and compare to something like Hitch.
yeah,
It's like no way, no
yeah. But
way.
like Godard is
Because
the
it's like you
god.
said, it's not a director's genre, it's a
It's a
screenwriter's. Yeah.
screenwriter's genre. You have to play with the script because it's films because it's a feel-good film. Everyone will laugh at it if the script is right and if the script is good. As long as you cast it right, the director doesn't really have to do much. He just like keeps
Yeah,
everything in
they
balance.
usually have the same formula. They're
Yeah,
set in a big city.
yeah. They always
They
have
always
this.
have complications in terms of sex. There's
Yeah,
always like a subplot dealing with friendship.
yeah.
It's always like kind of the same. Big apartments,
Yeah, they all live
taxis, you know.
alone. They all live
Yeah,
alone and stuff.
it's always the
It's like,
same, but
yeah,
you have to make the audience laugh
yeah.
because that's the whole point of
And
a
you
comedy,
always have
right?
this boy gets girl, boy loses girl, boy reconquers
Runs
girl.
to the airport to get
Yeah.
girl.
Which goes back.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful scene like in more towards the end where he goes and he wants to get Eva Mendes back and everything, and then all of a sudden he gets there. She opens the door and he can't really talk, looking at her, and she's like, "Can you close the door and everything so I can talk?" And all of a sudden there's this very Shakespearean scene where he's like his back is facing to the door. She shouts at him, "What do you want?" And he turns around to the. It doesn't move, like it just turns his face, and he goes like, "You," like. But the entire scene was so Shakespeare. I was like,
The entire
"Why?"
scene was very cringy to me, but whatever.
But it is
It's
Shakespeare.
just,
It's like,
yeah.
"You, what do you want?"
Are you saying Shakespeare
You.
is cringe? Oh my God, no.
Do you mean
We
Romeo and
this is
Juliet? They are like 15 years old and stuff. I
you
know
know
it's
what?
different times and all that, but come on.
That's a topic for another
Yeah.
episode, honestly. We need to wrap up. We need to wrap up, okay? Because this is getting way too long. We listen, Hitch was a surprising movie. You said a lot of people have watched it. I'm gonna believe you. I feel like we've talked about a lot of issues that do not really just
Are
spoil the movie.
connected to the film, but
Yeah, are
not
connected to
about the
it.
film. We're not talking a lot
And
about the
that's the
film.
point. Like, we would like for you to just join the conversation. Tell us funny stories that you have about failed dates, about something that connects your love life to something that you've learned while watching Hitch. What do you think about pickup lines? Do you have risk game? You know, stuff like that. You can talk to us over our email, which is going to be down in the description, as well as our IG. Sending messages is always welcome. And on our coffee page, you can buy us a coffee and have a conversation with us about these topics. Would be fun. Be fun. Hitch was a great movie.
It was a very surprising film for me. I have watched this film many times. One of the last times was actually when I broke up with my girlfriend. I got some ice cream and I put it on, and it made me feel
Yeah,
better.
as one does,
Yeah,
really.
and it made me feel better.
Anyway,
Um,
Valentine's Day is over, but
oh
it doesn't mean
yes.
that talking about love is over. That's a full year topic discussion.
Oh,
you know?
yes. And we'll probably use more films to talk about love. I think we did
Yeah, if
a
you have
good job.
recommendations, come on,
Oh,
tell
yeah.
us. If you
I
have a
think,
movie that you would like for us to talk about these types of issues, just send us a message, just to write us. We will happily take on the suggestion and probably feature the movie on an episode, on a future
yeah,
one. Yeah. Like, if you have fun listening to this type of content, then awesome. Give us feedback. If you don't, well, I'm sorry. I don't
yeah.
know. Like,
Move on.
I guess move
Move
on.
on.
Thank you so much for listening to us. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
guys.
for following. Thank you so much for giving rates on Spotify. Thank you. That's amazing. A big hug to all of you. And yeah, hope you don't have to take a big dump on your next date.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye.